posted it up. As you can tell in the title, it is what does numerology and astrology say about the Philadelphia Eagles? Go Birds! So hey, I'm an Eagles fan myself. I've been wanting to do this video for actually for a long time. Today I'm going to reveal to you some of the things that you can see play out that numerology, mostly numerology, says in the Philadelphia Eagles, and there'll be some astrology that I'm going to put in there too. So without further ado, let's get to the basics. Everybody knows the most drama-filled thing coming out of Philadelphia tends to be A.J. Brown for some reason. It's like no matter what he does, it's always filled with drama. People are always saying that he's acting like this off and on the field. They're always saying something about him. His players barely aren't saying anything about it. If they're saying things about him, they're retiring their own podcast. Well, A.J. Brown also wears the number 11. 11 is the number of the athlete. One thing you can't deny is his play. He's a daggone monster. It's charisma, and it's the emotions and intuition. So that's one thing A.J. Brown definitely embodies, And with those emotions, when his emotions are in check and they're good to go, he's unstoppable on the field. Look at him in the Rams game this season. Anytime his emotions were good and he like you said, he wants to contribute, his emotions are at a high point, he is like one of the most unstoppable wide receivers in the league. But when his emotions are off, look what happened in the playoffs. Those 3 drop passes. Arguing with coaches on the sideline. So that's one way how, by what number you wear, for those of y'all playing football currently, those of y'all that have NFL dreams, the numbers you choose matter. I would definitely start learning numerology if you can. Pick your number correctly. Also, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts started off as number 2. When he was a backup to Carson Wentz back then, nobody was really saying nothing much about Jalen Hurts. He was in the back, he was helping, he was doing his due diligence, he was doing what needed to be done to earn his spot. That's what 2s would do. The number of feminine energy, the diplomat, they want to make sure everything is kind of culture in their atmosphere, and they'd rather work with you. But then he takes over number 1 after Carson Wentz leaves, and then now, look at what he's exuding. He literally stated the fact that he had a purpose before anybody had an opinion. That's straight male energy. And now they're saying that he needs to work on his leadership traits, which he definitely has those to begin with. But at the same time, not everybody's a vocal leader. A lot of people do it with their plays. You can see how he plays. He just moves through. That's why he doesn't really show too much emotion when he plays. He's beginning to, but that's because he's growing more and more as he gets older. Hey. So you move on to the next number, Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith has the number 6. The number 6 is home and family. You don't really see Devontae Smith out there saying this on the news, doing those things, but he'll defend Jalen Hurts. He'll defend A.J. Brown. He'll defend his people. But on the background, like even here recently in the news, he's putting together an event. It's like a home run derby. And all of his players are supposed to be coming in and joining him. Devontae Smith is home and family. You hear about his wedding. So these numbers, they're literally numbers that they just wear when they play football, are still affecting the players. Saquon Barkley wears the number 26. 2 + 6 = 8. The moment we get Saquon Barkley, he runs over 2,000 yards, we go to the Super Bowl. Come on. The fact that the number 8, the number of money, power, and karma shows up, and that gives us that final push to make it over there. Not to mention that we got 2 great additions that season as rookies, which would be Cooper DeJean and Queion Mitchell. Cooper DeJean wears the number 33. 33 is a master teacher. It is the trailblazer, the trendsetter, the one with the biggest ego. And who gets the first interception in the Super Bowl? Cooper DeJean does. Not to mention, both Cooper DeJean and Saquon Barkley's birthday was on the day of the Super Bowl, which was February the 9th. Then you have Queion Mitchell, the other addition that we have. He wears the number 27. That's a number of conclusion, completion, adaptability. At a cornerback spot, you have to be adaptable to every situation. There's a reason why he keeps dominating everybody he comes across. And it's a big ego. You got to have an ego at the cornerback spot. Wide receivers and wide receivers and cornerbacks have the biggest egos in the NFL. And I know there's more numerology I can go into. I'm going to keep it with those because those were the main key factors that helped the Eagles make it to the Super Bowl. And look at the numbers that they wear. It goes to show you that numerology is deeper than just knowing your birthday, than just knowing, what energetic blueprint you have. The color black is an 11, a solid 11. The color white equals 2-9, which is also an 11. So depending on what color pattern you wear, there's a reason why my shirt is actually in this color pattern. With that lime green with the 11. There's a reason why I have that. So based on what you wear every day, you can actually walk in that numeric blueprint that you use. So now here's the biggest thing though. Philadelphia Eagles were founded in a snake year. Very, very important. They were founded in a snake year. The Kansas City Chiefs were founded in a pig year. And not only were they founded in a pig year, Andy Reid was born in a pig year. And then also Patrick Mahomes was born in a pig year. The reason why KC was dominating after New England left is because of all that energy, that synergy that they had within themselves. So it's only natural that KC and Eagles will be natural rivals because you literally got the snake going against the pig and their opposing sides. Last year was a snake year. We just moved from the snake year over to the horse year on the 17th of this month. So, but then you go, hey, Boogie, but the first time the Eagles played against KC, they lost, right? Well, here's the thing, right? Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. You know, they end up losing. So, what do you call it? If you notice, the Super Bowl it sells. Hey. By the way, after I get done with all this, if y'all stick around, I'll be doing free birthday readings again. So please stay around for the whole thing. I'm just going over 2 Super Bowls. I'm just showing how numerology affects. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for subscribing. And yeah, this is one of the original logos I made for the Dragon Sight Knowledge. Thank you. Thank you. So, the Eagles won the Super Bowl in a snake year, right? But the Super Bowl that took place this year, technically is still within the snake year. And we crossed over to the snake year when the Eagles won their Super Bowl. So the energy was behind them, not just through astrology, but also through numerology. We didn't have that last time we played against the KC. So it says, I do not. But if you're talking about Michael Jordan winning here recently, I'm pretty sure if I go down deep enough and I can actually tell you a little bit about Michael Jordan, that I can actually tell you a little bit more what's going on. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't watch a lot of the Daytona 500 and NASCAR. So we didn't have that. So that pig energy, that pig synergy that KC had overrode what we had. That's why KC was going back to back, and then they got dethroned by a snake team. So a pig team ended up getting dethroned by a snake team. Oh, he did beat Michael Jordan? That had to be awesome. That had to be awesome. So real quick, now going back a little bit more in time, when the Eagles ended up winning their second Super Bowl. When we won our first Super Bowl against the New England Patriots. That year, if everybody remembers, we were actually going through, we were the underdogs. Like, we had Carson Wentz, who was getting ready to be an MVP, gets injured, gets out the MVP race. We get Nick Foles. Nick Foles takes us all the way through the playoffs. We have the infamous Philly. We win our Super Bowl. But here's a key factor. We were considered underdogs the whole entire time, and I know y'all got like, hey, Boogie, what does that mean, underdogs? Well, even though the Philadelphia Eagles were founded in a snake year, the town of Philadelphia is founded in a dog year. So the moment that we started, they started, I'm not going to say we because I'm in the Dragon, I can't embrace the dog. So when the Philadelphia Eagle fan base and the Eagles themselves started embracing that dog mentality, and they had the dog hood on, we won our first Super Bowl because they embraced the energy of the town. So like, what do you call it? So numerology and astrology does play into a lot. Now there's some other stuff in the background of the NFL that goes on that I'm gonna have to say for another video. But that's when you start getting into the owners, you start getting into what the NFL is really about. But our first Super Bowl, we embraced that dog energy. We won the Super Bowl. Our second Super Bowl, we didn't have all the pieces together. We were beat by pig energy. Our third Super Bowl, and this is not even counting the ones against the Raiders and the first time we played against the Patriots. This is just the last 3 Super Bowls we've been in. And then the last one that we won because we was hitting into a snake year, and snake dethroned the pig year because the pig was about to go into their negative year. And if you look at how KC played this whole past year, garbage. They don't even look like the same team they used to be because almost their whole entire core is in negative energy. or their opposing energy. So that's what numerology and astrology says about the Philadelphia Eagles. So like I said, if you watch this video, if you didn't see me talking earlier, go back when I post this video up. But if y'all want to play football or you play any sport where you wear a number, be careful what number you choose. If you want to learn numerology, keep watching my videos, subscribe, see when I come up, and you're gonna see what numbers that which good numbers that you want to wear. And I'll tell you the best numbers in football to wear is the number 1, the number 4, the number 5, the number I wouldn't even really say 6. I would say number 8 and the number 9. The number 22 and 33 and 11. Those numbers. Now when you get the single digits, it doesn't matter what combo you make that out of. So if you have something that equals an 8 and you wear the number 17, who wore that number? Pretty sure Tom Brady wore 17, didn't he? What do you call it? But if you have the other combo, 26, Saquon Barkley wears 26. 35. So it depends. You gotta do the research. And I know every time I mention that people are watching, they tend to click off. But hey, if y'all at this point, if y'all got any questions about your birthday, you want to know more about your personal energetic blueprint, drop your birthday in the comments, and I can give you a snippet on not only just about you, but how your year is about to go. Like I said, we just entered the horse year, the fire horse year. It's a cleansing year. It's a year of hard work. It's a universal 1 year, which means it's a masculine year. It's a year that you want to really engage, get in the mix, keep moving. It's a hard working year. If you're not working hard at your goals, then the year is not going to be good for you. But if you was born a year of the rat, because you're the opposing sign, it's not going to be such a great year for you. This is actually not a year for you to start new things, to get engaged in. This is a year for you to lay low. This is a year for you to kind of just walk. And if you're confused as far as like what year, like whether you're born a year of the rat, I like to start with 2008 because you're 18 this year. You're going to be turning, either you already are 18 this year or you're going to be turning 18 this year. So it goes from 2008 all the way back to 1996, then to 1984, 1972, 1960. If you don't know whether you're in the year of the horse, that's going to be obviously this year, and you take it 12 years back. So then you go to 2014, you go to 2002, you go to 1990, and then you go to 1978, and then you go to 1966, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, I'm just sitting there yapping. So yeah, like I said, if y'all got numerology questions, astrology questions, drop them in the comments. If y'all got questions about what's going on in the world, I don't mind talking about that too. Engage with me. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and you'll get more content from me. Right now, I'm trying to change this whole area back here to where it looks more professional. So I kind of need y'all help with that, No, I'm not begging. I'm not out here with a coin thing going, hey, give me more subscribers. But as you know the deal, you watch anybody. Don't forget, they'll have a like, subscribe thing up here and things of that nature. But yeah, no, that's what everything says about, you got the how the Philadelphia Eagles are, and you got other stuff. But while I'm here, because I want to add more to the video, what I am going to go ahead and do is I am going to generate a random birthday, and I am going to make the birthday pretty much, you know what, let me see here, see somewhere I can type in here. So I'm going to generate a random birthday, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go over that birth chart real quick. Now, this birthday is going to be, more than likely, it may not be somebody's birthday they may be watching, but it's going to be like, oh my gosh, really? So cool. So the birthday I'm going to come up with, let's go with, let's do the difference between like a horse and a rat. So let's do a horse. So 12 or 18, not 12, let's say 24 years ago today. Because if you was born in the year of the horse, the ages you would be turning is 12, 24, 36, 48, so on and so forth. And, So let's go with that right now. So, and I'm realizing what I gotta do. So, today is, February the 19th. Well, so I'm doing the math on my computer. Oh my gosh. I need my phone. February 19th, 2026. So if we take that back 24 years, that would be 2002. So let's say we go with that birthday, right? February 19th, 2002. So 1, be born on the 19th, 1 plus 9 equals 1. So 1 plus 9 equals 10, 1 plus 0 equals 1. People born on the 19th, it's a very unique trait to have to them, but those are the type of people that may or may not have issues with the 1 energy. So the masculine energy, leadership energy, assertiveness, argumentation. You gotta be careful of alcohol. You know, alcohol begins with A. A is the first letter of the alphabet. You gotta be careful of those things. And where the 19 comes into play is they have an issue with having an overabundance of those characteristic traits, are not as many. Not those ones are kind of dormant. So either you're not assertive enough, you're not sure of yourself, you don't have enough leadership traits, you argue too much, or vice versa, you don't argue enough, there's a whole bunch of things with the 19 that is either or. They got to really come down the middle. One thing about the number 1, 2 is that ones need to learn interdependence. Interdependence is really, really important. 1 is the most independent number, but you gotta learn interdependence. You gotta learn how to not just rely on yourself, but rely on yourself in the capacity where you can let others in and dictate what to do from that. If you rely too much on yourself and you don't allow anybody else to help you or help you grow, you're gonna be stagnant all your life. And the number 19, if you're born on the 19th, or if you add your birthday together, and then it equals a 19, and then it goes on to 1 because you'll be a life path 1, you will have this issue. How the numbers combine matters too, because you have the number 1 and you have the number 9, which naturally really don't like each other, but they're both in you, which means they're supposed to work together. But now you have either or, so you need to get down the middle. You need to work on the middle. So now if I was to take that birthday I was talking about, February, so you got the 2, and then you add the 1, which gives you 3. You add the 9, that gives you 12. And I said 2002, so 12 plus 2 is 14. Plus 2 more gives you 16, which 1 plus 6 gives you 7. So you have somebody that would be a 7 life path born on a 1 day. So this is a person where they have good leadership traits, but they would be they'd be a little bit more of a loner. Their way of thinking would be deep and a little bit more abstract than most people. They'll definitely be a lot more spiritual, but the 1 would have it to where they would definitely be way more on the logical side, probably not into spirituality as much until later on in life once they go through a couple of things. And they got to watch out for health events. If this combination, if you are a 7 life path born on a 1 day, really stay away from alcohol, because 7 is a number of life events. You got to stay away from it. It's also that 7 is made out of the number 16. So you also got a 1, 6 that makes a 7, and you got a 1, 9 that makes a 1. The 1 and 6 is going to be more about their family. So when it comes to family issues or people they care about, that's when their intelligence is really going to shine. When they go and help those people, their intelligence just blooms. And like I said, as a pause moment, if you got a question about your own energetic blueprint, drop it in the comments. If you're seeing this video afterwards, go ahead and leave a comment in this video afterwards. And I'll answer them right afterwards. So, a person born in this year is a life path 7, day 1, born in a horse year. So when a person like that is 24 now, and they're in this year, so we're now in a horse year now, this type of person needs to pursue knowledge, hardcore, and they need to be really aggressive about it. But luckily with this combination, they need to go and learn that knowledge to help not just upgrade themselves, but the people they care about, their home and family. If they can do that and use that as a pivotal point to really ground themselves, to really help themselves move forward, they will have a phenomenal year. That's what that. If I was to have somebody in the comments and they say, "Hey, I was born February 19, 2002," that's what I would give them. Now there's more to it because there's names, but I don't have anybody drop the actual names in here because of privacy. And you have the natal chart, which that's a whole nother thing. But that's what I would tell somebody at that birthday. So now let's change it up a little bit. because the rat is the opposing year this year, which means, like I said, they're not going to be going through a great year. So let's say, let me backtrack a little bit. Somebody born on February the 19th, that means that they're starting a new personal year. For those of y'all that don't know how you find out your personal year, what year you're going through, you take your birthday, you add it to the day. So in this case, 2 plus 1 equals 3, 3 plus 9 equals 12, 1 plus 2 equals 3. And then you add it to whatever the year is. So right now it's 2026. So you got 3 plus 2 equals 5, 5 plus 2 equals 7, 7 plus 6 equals 11. So that means that they're going to be going through a personal 11 year. So not only will they be going through a good year, it's going to be a year of emotions too, which means this is actually a warning. If you have that combo going on, even if it is your good year, you have to keep your emotions in check. If you don't, your good year can turn against you. You got to be able to use your charisma, you got to be able to use your intuition, and you got to be able to keep your emotions in check. If you keep all of that balanced, that actually has a combination for you to blow up. If you have any aspirations of trying to become a social media influencer, to become like somebody that's good in business, anything you want to achieve, the key is keeping your emotions in check and using your intelligence and using your assertiveness to your advantage without running people over. That's what you need to do this year, and I'm telling you, you're going to blow up. You are going to blow up. So now let's take it to a rat year, right? So if you're born in a rat year, like I said, that means you're 18. So everybody, here's a snippet. And I've said this in one of my earlier videos. And this is how you know the government knows. This is how you know that there's people out there that know about numerology. And they call these psyops. But psyops are fake. But this one is true. You start first grade around 5 to 6 years old. After you're born, your first negative year is 6 years from your birth, which is when you start school. I mean, yeah, you have pre-K and all of them, but it's just supplementary. You start school in your opposing year. You graduate high school in your opposing year. So they want you to start your learning in your life in bad energy. They want you to start your adult life in your bad energy. That's why it's so important. If you're born in the year of the rat, pay attention to this daggone video. So, because I'm about to do the same thing. I'm going to have somebody born this time. Let me give them, let's see, there's normally around June, anywhere between May to June that most people graduate. So let's do May. And let's do the 23rd, 2008. May 23rd, 2008. So, obviously they're born 23rd, which means they're born on a 5-day. That's a number of good looks. That's a number of travel, rebellion, change. It's the most sexual number out of all of them. That's going to be a focal point for them, which means in this year, especially if you're a woman, not especially if you're a woman, it'd be either or. If y'all one of the ones in high school doing certain acts that you probably shouldn't be doing till you're a little older, keep it in your daggone pants, without trying to make things weird. This is a high possibility. You hear all about the teens that end up having babies when they were supposed to in high school. I guarantee you, most of the time they carry that number 5 with them, either by life path or day number, because people are going to be attracted to you, and you're going to be feeling a certain way about certain things you want to participate in. And due to the fact that it is a opposing year for you, you need to keep that in check. But don't even try to get, even supposedly here, don't even try to be with anybody. Be friends, but don't try to get with anybody. Don't worry about boyfriend, don't worry about girlfriend. You can do that in the next year. For next year, up until next January, February, when we change over to the GOAT year, then you can worry about trying to be in a relationship. Don't do it this year. So now, like I said, it's February 23rd, 2008. So you got 2 plus 2 equals 4. 4 plus 3 equals 7. 7 plus 2 equals 9. Plus 2. Oh, not 2. And then 9 plus 8 equals 17. So 1 plus 7 equals 8. So now you got somebody whose life path is number 8. See, this is another detrimental point. That's the number of money, power, and karma. 8s are meant to learn how to balance material possessions in this life. Whether it's like your stuff that you have, whether it's money, whether it's people. You need to learn how to balance through all of that. And due to the fact that it's your opposing year, that means you're going to be sent stuff to test that. So somebody born on this date has actually a very high chance of not only not having a great year, but to be tested left and right. But you have the tools within you to surpass that. You do. If you're born in this year and you're 18, like, subscribe, send me a like in the comments. Let me know what's going on, and I can help you out. I can get you more things going on. I can help you out understand more of what you're about to go through. You know, I've helped out a lot of people. I've helped people get married to the right people, and they have strong relationships. I've helped people understand that, hey, you're about to go through this. I'm here for you, but this is how you make it through it. And I made situations that would have been way worse for them a lot better. This numerology and astrology stuff is really, really, really powerful. So, but what I'm going to go ahead and do there is, at this time, actually, yep. At this point in time, I'm going to thank y'all very much for watching the video. Until then, peanut butter jelly time. Back.